welcome to another episode of Tube Talk.
Lovely to have you here, Kate. We don't have Sophie this week.
No, we don't.
She's doing Duke of Edinburgh camp. And it's her birthday tomorrow.
Yes, very exciting.
Very exciting.
Anyway, how was your week, Dad?
Katie, any more seconds and I would have turned into a minute.
Right.
It was a good week, really good week.
Yeah.
But it could have been a spectacular week.
Okay, should we...
Let's recap before we preview.
Okay, so last Friday in Edinburgh, we had Raposa Repeater. Right,
Yes. He ran second.
Yes.
Very, very good effort. He sat 3 wide on the speed the whole way. And nearly got up and won. Any cover at all, and he would have won. He's a win waiting to happen. He's a good progressive horse. So excited about him. Just a little bit frustrating. He's been wide in all his races, but he's a good horse.
Okay.
We just have to work out where we go with him next. Next couple of ideas whether he sticks 1200 to go 14, but if he gets a good draw, he's going to be hard to beat.
Also, last Friday in Avondale, we had Bautista.
Yes, he was victorious. It was a really good win. We've taken our time with this mare, and she's just come back, and she's just that much stronger now. Sometimes the horses, they can't quite sprint until they strengthen up, and when they do strengthen up, they can really sprint. Aided by an amazing ride from Sam Collett, who was riding out of her skin. She got the horse lovely placed on the rails from a wide barrier, got her out, and she just put them away. And so she's heading towards the Dunstan Stayers final on New Year's Day. She'll next race at Ellerslie on the 9th of December at a rating 75 at 2100.
Cool. And then in Rickerton on Wednesday, we had Passing Shot run second.
Yes, another second. And the Group 3 stewards, fresh up, he led, he was brave, and he just went under. It's been really difficult to get horses ready this spring in the North Island. It's been so wet. We really wanted to give him one race, but we couldn't because of the programming, and when he was ready, the tracks are too wet. So we had to give him 2 trials. And probably, if we'd been able to get one run into him, he would have won. But he's come up super. It was a really good effort, and he's come through that race well. He's likely to run the Livin Stakes next start over 1200 metres, where he'll get him with about 53 kilos.
Cool. And then on Thursday at Aupuni, we had Rip Into Gear run second also.
Another second.
Yes.
Lovely Mir. She stakes placed already. It was a terrible front running bias at Mr. North on Thursday. She hit the line hard. Next start up over probably 1550 metres. She'll be very hard to beat, and she's going to turn into a really nice 2000 metre horse, I think.
Cool. Then we had Mighty Solomon, who ran second.
Did he? Another second?
Yeah.
Surely there can be no more seconds. A real good confidence booster for him. He sat in the 1-1, he took time to get balanced up around the home turn, and when he did, he charged. He really charged. Another 2 strides, he would have won. He's a very talented horse. He's a group horse, and he's been in good form. He just hasn't quite had things go his way, and he's getting back to it. So he will also go to the Livin Stakes next start over 1200 metres, but really happy to see him back into a bit of form.
Cool. Then we had Thorn Pass, who ran second.
He can't have.
Surprise.
So at Thorn Pass was an enormous run. He should have probably won his previous race where he was 3 wide the trip. We wanted to get him out and in front, or the first 3, but we couldn't, so he just wouldn't go early. So he went back to last. He had to make a big run. He got unbalanced around the home turn, and then he stormed home, and he was the only horse to come from back in the field run a placing all day. So that shows how well he's going, but also it's the first time he's placed on a good track in 7 starts. So that also shows you he's happy and well. So I think he's on the verge of some good form. And he'll run next Saturday in a very similar race, a rating 75 2100 metres with 25,000 at Palmerston.
Then today we had Mac 2, who ran first. Yay!
So that was, I think, 2 wins in 5 seconds for the week. So Mac 2, very progressive 3-year-old colt by McPhee. Really good training effort because he's actually going to be a mile. He's going to look for more ground, and Stephen McKee managed to keep him fresh enough to win over 1,200, and he downed a $2 shot favourite. And we just work out where we go with him now. He might step up to a race like the Bone Crusher Stakes at Group 3, 1,400 at his next start, but we'll just see how he comes through. There's a lot of options for him.
Cool. Should we get into this week's horses?
Let's attack this week's horses. Well, not attack them, but let's discuss them.
Yes. So in Singapore tonight, in race 6, we have Holy Grail Fresh Up.
Yeah, so Holy Grail Fresh Up, it's a 1,200 metre race. He's not a 1,200 metre horse, but Bruce is really happy with the way he's come up. I think the race will be too short for him, but he's drawn barrier 2. And he's only got 51 kilos, and we'll put an apprentice on, so he's 4 kilo claimer, so he's only going to carry 47 kilos. So 47 kilos from barrier 2, he can show a bit of cheek. He can certainly show cheek, but I don't think he's going to find form till we get out to 14, 16, 1800 metres a little bit further. But he can show a little bit of cheek with the lightweight tonight.
Cool. And then tomorrow at Riccarton, we have Has a Halo in the Group 1 1,000 guineas.
Yeah, and a lot of people look at Has a Halo's form and think she's out of form, but she's not out of form. The last time she was on a hard track was in the Cracker Million, where she ran second, stormed home. She's then had a series of weak tracks, which she's no good on. Her last start at Ellerslie was a good track. She drew wide barrier, and she had to go back to last. The rail was out. The rail wasn't out, but it was an absolute on-speed bias. If you weren't handy, you were no chance. So she was last most of the way. She was about 8 lengths off them at the 600. She ended up being beaten 3 lengths, and she ran the last 600 in 34.12 seconds. So the last 600 was very quick. So she's in good form. She runs at Riccarton. The track's going to be like a road. It's going to be that hard, but she likes that, so that's in her favour. The 2 question marks are, 1, she's drawn barrier 13. She never seems to draw well. So from barrier 13, it's going to be incredibly tough to get into the race, because Prom Queen is going to be leading. So we're probably going to be standing at quite a big start. So we need to just, Sam Spratt's going to have to ride her well. And the other question mark is whether she gets a mile, which we'll find out. But her last start certainly suggests to us that she'll get the mile, and the hard track suits. So with a bit of luck, she can run out an almighty race in the 1,000 guineas tomorrow, and she is certainly not a $26 chance, which is what they're showing on the odds.
Right. And then finally at Tauranga tomorrow in race 8, we have What a Diva.
Yes, What a Diva. So she's coming up super. She's needed her first 2 runs, they've been too short for her. She stepped up to a mile. If she drew barrier 4, I would have said she was an outstanding winning chance, but she's got barrier 17. So she's going to have to go back, but I feel confident she'll be finishing off better than anything in the race and hitting the line hard. If it's good enough to win, I'll be delighted. If it's not good enough to win, there's a really good Dunstan Stayers qualifying race for her in 2 weeks' time, raining 65 fillies and mares at Ellerslie. So if we win, it's great, and if we don't, there's another good option. But I believe that she'll run well with Sam Collett, informed Sam Collett in the saddle.
Ooh. Now it's time for Bet of the Week. Woo. So Bet of the Week this week is in Riccarton, race 10, the New Zealand Cup Pentathlon.
So Pentathlon ran 3rd in the Lexus at his last start in Melbourne. Last year he ran, I think, 10th in the Melbourne Cup. He's an outstanding 2-mile horse. He runs in a 2-mile race. He's got 59 kilos, which is not a big weight for him to carry compared against the opposition he's got to meet, which are not in his class, I don't believe. He's paying $3.40, which I think is over the odds. He's a very, very good stayer, and I think he's clearly the bet of the week, and he'll be getting some of my money at $3.40.
Cool. So that finishes up Tube Talk for this week.
It does. Thank you very much for Kate for filling in.
It's okay.
And we'll look forward to next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.